Mohamed El Saife says he's long had one ambition.
صحفي
صحفي كله صحفي صحفي صحفي
صحفي صحفي
Sulhafi. That means journalist in Arabic, but to be doing this is far from a dream.
Your journalistic community is very, very small now, and you keep losing friends. Is there ever a moment when you say, I just can't do this anymore? Because everybody would understand.
فأنا لا ما
No, I've never thought to stop.
إني أوقف تعبت
Yes, I'm tired.
تعبت
There's no journalist in the world covering a war for a whole year.
بغطي سنة كاملة حرب أنت مثلك مثل المواطن
You're like any other civilian, any displaced person, but you feel the responsibility on you is greater because you have to cover.
عليك أكبر.
Because outside journalists have been barred from entering Gaza by both Israel and Egypt for a year now, CBC has relied largely on Mohamed to gather raw images and video for our journalists to include in their reporting. Everything from the scramble for fragments of aid to the tales of Gaza's kids, all the kids, dead, dying, and barely hanging on.
أكثر قصة أثرت فيا قصة مصطفى.
The story that had the biggest impact on me is the story of Mustafa, the boy who lost a limb.
كان ببيع على
He was selling at the entrance of his tent, and I captured those moments.
القصة الثانية
And the other
قصة
story,
أبو عجوة.
the Abu Ajwa family.
Me and my brother suffered a long night to survive, of horror, of pain.
الأطفال الاثنين
2 children, the lone survivors whose uncle is Canadian. Those affected me the most because they were alone. They had nobody.
Mohamed isn't alone. He's a dad, and his wife is 5 months pregnant. All of them are on the move all the time. His family relies on him.
Where are you living now, and what is that like?
أنا في جامعة الأقصر.
I'm now in Al-Aqsa University in Khan Yunis. My family is there. My wife, my dad, and my son.
أصعب لحظة اللي بمر
The
فيها
hardest part is when I see my son Ahmed saying, "Bye, Baba," as I'm leaving.
يعني باي باي بابا وباي باي بابا وأطلع.
I think to myself, God forbid that will be the last time between my son and I.
To have this conversation so openly, using his name, showing his face, took another conversation about safety.
Did you have to think hard about whether that was a good idea for you?
لا 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 بالعكس.
No, the opposite. I'm excited and satisfied with my decision to come out and film my family and children, especially for CBC.
خصوصا للCBC علشان أبين
To show the Canadian people this is Mohamed El Saife, this is his life, this is how he films, this is how he goes out.
هيك بطلع هيك بنزل فهماني.
Shukran. As long as you're safe. Shukran.
As critical as his work is, it's a huge problem to not have more perspectives on Gaza, more documentation of what both Israel and Hamas are doing to the people who live there.
What are we not seeing? Because there aren't enough journalists on the ground there.
أنت مش شايفة في عينك المنطقة كيف.
You can't see with your own eyes how the area looks like, how the destruction looks like. Whatever the person sees on the screen isn't the same as living through reality. The shock for an English journalist would be to see the scale of the destruction in front of them.
الدمار اللي قدامه يعني.
There's pressure on Israel and Egypt to allow foreign journalists access to Gaza. It's not happening. So that's added weight on the likes of Mohamed, his goals as relatable as can be.
في منطقة آمنة.
To live in a safe area, my wife, my son, and my family. In all honesty, I want to go somewhere far from Palestine, far from this whole world here, to sit somewhere that I can feel safe and relaxed, that I'm far away from danger, far away from destruction.
A simple and yet impossibly complicated ambition. And his terrifying work goes on.